Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Dave Neal here, stand-up comedian, power recapper, and host of Bachelorette Recap, a guy's review. As you guys know, I am here in Belize for the week, so I am not around my normal studio. I just left the forest, and I am down by the beach, Atlantic Ocean, represent. We're in the Caribbean, baby. Am I in the Caribbean? You know what the point is? I'm hanging out, I'm lounging. I'm still making some content. Everyone's like, why are you making content? Leave me alone. Let me do life, all right? It's raining outside. It's rainy season. So anyway, I got a video about Andrew Spencer Andrew. Is he famous enough for Bachelor to just call him the Andrew? Anyway, there's a little bit of love that he wanted to give after his heartfelt Monday night exit. Now, of course, as we know, I watched the show with spotty Wi-Fi in the rainforest. But as we know, he kind of was sent home. Then he's like, hey, if you change your mind, let me know. And then she's like, well, you can come back if you want. And he's like, well, you're going to have to try harder than that. It's like when I'm saying to my lady, hey, you want to go get frisky tonight? She's like, I mean, if you want. It's like, no. If you want. I want us both to want it. I want you to want me. I want you to want me. I want you to want me. Sounds like Seinfeld. I want you to want. Why don't you want me? I just want you to. Okay. Anyway, so let's get into it. Here he is. This is what he said today. Thankful to be able to put smiles on faces and share a variety of different feels to you all. I've never claimed to be a perfect man, nor do I expect to win everyone's approval. I only seek to touch the hearts of few with my life experiences and joyful love. What you saw is 1000% me, maybe minus some of the tears. They put something in the water there in New Mexico. I hope I represent my mama along with family and friends well, and I hope I continue to improve the way black men on this show are viewed. Katie, thank you for reassuring my belief in love. Your strength as a woman set the tone for 30 men to be open and vulnerable, something not easily done for men. And for that, it brought the guys in the house closer and some to being really good friends of mine. You and I shared many real conversations coupled with real romance and that sparkled discussion in living rooms and left some smitten over our connection. So lastly, British voice, hello, love. I am truly thankful for allowing me to experience your type of love. That was a bad one. Oh, and can we please drop the S now and just call me Andrew? Thanks, Batch Nation. Well, look at this. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. The Katie Thurston, formerly Vent with Katie, star of the season of Bachelorette, Part 1, 2021, says hashtag Andrew For Bachelor. Did he get the Bachelorette it? Well, they gave him that strong moment everyone wants where it's like, I'm gonna let you go. And then he's like, I'll take you back. And she's like, all right, if you want to stay. And he's like, I want to find someone who wants me. Wink, wink, see ya 2022. You know, I think he would be great. I do. He's got some problems. We're going to discuss that. He's got some problems. As you guys know, nobody's perfect, myself included. And I am not here to accept anybody's apology, one of which he hasn't given. But I am not here to say how you feel about a situation isn't valid. I'm not here to say that I walk through the same path and with the same set of shoes as you do or anybody else. Andrew and Justin both had tweets or whatever, old tweets surface up. And whether they're old or new is not really relevant. The point is, ignorance exists. We are ignorant until we are no longer. We are ignorant until we shine light on dark situations, and that's the greatest disinfectant. And a lot of people come from very ignorant places. All over the world. We know this. I mean, go on my Facebook. Jeez, you know what I mean? Wow. It's like, can I get my sister to stop sharing, articles written by interns at the Federalist? Looking at you, Chase. She sent me an article and I scrolled down. I was like, this was written by an intern. Now, no offense. When I was an intern, you didn't want to hear what I had to say about anything. And we're getting medical advice from Susie Q over here, second-year med student. No, thank you. All right, so point is, he said some things. I got a cough. Hold on. It's the vaccine. It's killing me. Get your shots. I'm kidding. He said some things in past tweets that, that were offensive to others and has brought up a conversation about colorism. Now, Justin, so not Andrew, but Justin said a tweet. I made a video about this. You can go see all the tweets in that video. Check a few videos back. Justin said in a tweet he didn't want to date women who were as black as Flavor Flav. And it brought up this whole discussion about colorism, which blew my mind. I didn't know much about colorism, nothing at all. I knew in Hollywood, the darker someone's skin was, the more chance they had to play the bad guy. This is how Hollywood worked. The darker skinned person was the evil guy. And that speaks a lot to people when we're looking for heroes. We're looking for uplifting stories, and yet Hollywood promotes mixed race people that lean on the white side, the Halle Berrys. And it's nothing that's wrong against the mixed race person that for them being who they are. The point is that there is beauty in all skin types. There's beauty in all colors. And the benefit that I have talking about this on my YouTube channel as a white guy with light eyes is that I can reach people that might not understand if Rachel Lindsay's yelling, because they'll go, oh, Rachel Lindsay, she's just so angry about everything. We read the comments. We know she's just so angry. Why is she so angry? The show made her. She should be thankful. You know, it's like the same as like shut up and play, don't take a knee, that type of vibe. Well, when it's coming from someone like me, maybe there's a little Trojan horse. Maybe that's like, hey, look, let's talk about this. This doesn't affect me. This doesn't, I grew up with superheroes that represented me, okay? This ain't about me. But this is about the people that are offended by these tweets. Now, Justin spoke about them. I don't think he even dove into the colorism aspect, but he did speak about his past tweets. Andrew, as far as I know, hasn't. So if he's getting the Bachelor edit, he still has tweets that he needs to talk about. And people say, look, he gave these tweets when he was 15, 14, 13. Look, I get it. But if people find them, you just got to own up to it, and you got to speak on it. It doesn't mean you're guilty for life about your past actions. It just means you got to speak on it. You got to educate yourself and others with your platform. I mean, heck, I'm doing it with mine. Let's talk about it. So here's what he says. I'm sorry, this isn't what Andrew said. This is what a Redditor said. The Andrew for Bachelor has to stop. I know people think his tweets aren't a big deal, but they are. Time and time again, men of color, especially black men in this franchise, have shown us they do not care about black women. Rachel Lindsay even made a point about how on her season they didn't cast any black man who dated black women. It was always different races, and that was jarring to her. Black men who say shit like that or tweet what Andrew did are so gross. Obviously, I don't have a problem with interracial relationships. I'm a product of one. But I have just heard so many black dudes say some stupid shit like, I'm going to get me a white Asian girl because black women have attitudes, too many kids, nappy hair, obsession with weaves, ghetto tattoos, etc., etc., etc. It's just so trite. Date whomever you want. Just please stop trying to justify it by saying black women are this and that. And these are the same dudes that get so angry when white people roll up their windows or clutch their bags tighter when they see black men. The anger is completely understandable. But why they turn around and think it's okay to do the exact same stereotyping is totally beyond me. We live in a world where dark skin is seen as ugly in the beautiful standard. A black woman's hair type has been looked down upon multiple times. Effing hell. There had to be a whole dang Crown Act passed in some states to ensure protection against discrimination on race-based hairstyling, braids, locks, twists, knots, etc. Ever since I was young, I've been instilled in the media that black girls are ugly. From a very early age, I thought I was ugly solely because I'm black. There's a video of a black girl who is effing 4 years old looking at the camera on live and saying, I'm so ugly. She's 4. When I was younger, any form of validation about black women made me really happy, even to the point it seemed like the person had a fetish. Thank goodness I grew out of that, and I'm proud to say that I effing love my appearance and heritage, and no man can tell me otherwise. Behavior like this is what made me decide to open up my options. So many black women limit themselves trying to wait around for black men when a lot of black men are not doing the same. They have no problem dating out, and they even go so far as to insult black women along the way. I decided to be done with that. I won't insult black men or say anything negative about them, but I also do not limit myself to black men anymore, and frankly, I don't chase black men anymore. So how they feel is no longer the be-all, end-all for me. I go for whoever goes for me. Now listen, this is obviously just a rant, but it's important to share these random slices of life, anecdotally, people that have had issues with colorism. Now look, the issues exist in a greater scope with Hollywood. They existed, I mean, you got to watch my old video. We get into some heavy topics about it, but the point is, we need to live in a world, the progressive mind is to live in a world where everyone is treated equally, where everyone is loved, from the same basis, the same heart, where we don't have prejudices that we grow up with from our parents, our uncles, our friends, our college, whatever the case may be. But they do exist. They are out there. The quicker we acknowledge that colorism is real, the quicker we acknowledge that people are sort of seen as less than, the quicker we can just kind of nip that in the bud, get out there and say, we're all kind of built in God's eye, which is beauty. Now listen, I'm not a big religious person, but we are all built we are all just miracles to be here, okay? So there's so many people out there who have a story worth telling, and it's important to understand that while we don't think we have limiting beliefs, we all do, and let's open our eyes up. Now, as far as Andrew's concerned, he seems like a great guy. if what we saw on the show is anything close to the reality, he seems like a solid guy. I did my research on him before the show even started. I was like, oh, this dude, he just seems like a gem. I imagine he will be going on a podcast to talk about this very soon. I imagine that Bachelor producers, like they did with Justin, are sort of rolling out these conversations in a way that line up with their storyline. I don't know. The point is, with Rachel Kirkconnell, rather than having her address her past problems, they sort of waited on it, and they can't be doing that anymore. Get these conversations out, even if it means if you have to push this conversation ahead of others, get them out when these tweets and this information surfaces, and have the conversation. It will only lead to coming to a better place and moving forward. I wish that for Andrew, because he seems like a great guy with a good message to tell. It's time for me to go. Well, so thank you guys so much for checking this out. Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm gone this week. I'm in Belize. I'll be back early next week. In the meantime, thank you for enjoying some of these videos that I'm putting out there when I can. Check out my conversation with Emily Moynes. It's doing really well. Nice long podcast episode. You can see that. That's Blake's mom. She has a great message to share. Later on, I got a conversation with Kelly Johns. You're going to love that chat. She does a parody YouTube account. She's an actor from Georgia. Plenty of other content to come. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. We'll see you later. Bye now.